My name is Fernando Silva and I'm the owner-operator of Silva Septic Services. We're located in Seguin, Texas. We service the city of Seguin, Guadalupe County, and surrounding areas. What we have here is a failing septic system that needs to be replaced with a state-of-the-art aerobic unit. We are now going to start the excavation of the failed septic system to make way for the new aerobic unit with infiltrator disposal units. At this point, we're excavating completely around the entire tank to a depth of about 9 feet. We're going to take this tank out in a complete unit. This is a fiberglass tank that has crushed. The structural integrity of the tank has been compromised with all the different types of forces from groundwater as well as the water that's been surfacing from around the failed septic system. All this contaminated soil will also be hauled off and disposed of per the TCEQ guidelines. We'll then be importing clean soil in order to backfill the new bed. We've removed all of the broken fragments of that old fiberglass tank, and we're now about to fill this hole back in. After the hole is filled back in, we're going to bring this entire yard to a 36-inch deep level, and this will be perfectly laser leveled with the special tripod instrument that we use. At that point, we'll begin installation of the drain field, and that'll be some infiltrator chambers that are in the configuration of this entire yard. Our paramount concern with not only protecting the environment is safeguarding the homeowner's property. On this particular project, we had to saw cut some concrete, and in order to minimize the dust, we used some big blowers and some fans to help push all of the dust out of the way to help minimize the dusting and the contamination of concrete dust on the people's furniture. We have hauled away all of the contaminated soil, and we've now taken down the disposal field to a 36-inch depth using a laser level. This is a completely level pit which will now be used to have a chamber system installed on top of that, and that's going to absorb all of the wastewater that comes out of our septic tank. One big question that people always ask before we start their project is, how long will I need to be without facilities, or will I have to rent a hotel room for a few nights? And the answer is usually no with our company. What we try to do is provide an alternative solution to them not having facilities. So down here we have a pump in a can. This is the trunk line coming out of the house, and what this does is it stores the wastewater inside this tank, and then it pumps it out to a storage tank, and that gets hauled off to a sludge treatment facility in order to keep these folks from being without facilities for the 1 to 2 weeks that it takes to construct their new septic system. Okay, at this point in our construction, we're putting in the absorption field. This absorption field has some bulkheads up here, and what this does, it brings in the wastewater, and these panels are all connected with a series of pipes, and they work as a team to try to help distribute the water over a larger area. Once this water is distributed over this larger area, the grass and the roots and all the vegetation helps wick up the moisture out of the ground and allows photosynthesis to help evaporation rate to get rid of our disposed wastewater. Along with our evaporation rate, which is photosynthesis and the heat from the ground and the sun, which helps evaporate our water, we also get some bottom credit in this field, which the absorption area at the very bottom, 2 feet below the level of the absorption field, is where most of the water is going to get treated in the ground. Okay, at this time we've got our tank set level and it's been filled with water to help check for leaks and prevent any flotation. We've also attached the air line, which feeds air into the system, which treats the wastewater. On this end, we've got a pipe, which is where the water pump uses to help exit the water into the drain field. We also have a high water alarm float that helps advise us whenever the water level is too high. At this time, we're ready for inspection. We're awaiting the arrival of the county inspector, and he'll check the function of all the system. At that point, we'll be ready to completely cover it up and pour concrete back over the sidewalk. As you can see, upon successful completion of the aerobic unit install, we left the property as pristine as when we found it.